Hey, this is Zen the Crypto Queen, and here is my YouTube. Nope, that's not my YouTube channel. Here it is, Zen the Crypto Queen. So come on over, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You'll get to see content as soon as I post it, and hopefully you get that it is not financial advice. I am simply sharing what I do, and a lot of people say it's for entertainment purposes, but I think it's just to help educate people who are new to digital asset classes, the digital asset class, because this is all new to some people. And if you look up what millennials and younger generations are doing with their money, well, if you're a millennial, you already know you're dealing in cryptocurrency, private equity, and real estate. Okay, real estate's always been a good one, and it will continue to be. I prefer to keep real estate as just my own home, and I have a few investments involving real estate, but I don't hold and manage real estate. It's just not my thing. So if you're a millennial and you're just getting into cryptocurrency, there's a few things I want to point out for you. And today I'm going to talk about XRP in the market, what's happening there, because I think it's super interesting. And I want to show you a clip that's actually from, look at this, 3 years ago. I'm just going to play this first part. I will put a link in the description below because it's definitely worth a watch. David Schwartz is obviously from the the company Ripple, and let's listen to what he has to say. Why is the adoption of Ripple?
Fairly often, and he's made the case this is a way for banks to save money, use XRP as kind of a bridge currency, but I gotta say, it doesn't seem to be happening. It seems every year this is kind of the promise, but we're not seeing a lot of adoption. What's going on there?
I would agree that adoption of digital assets has been a little slower, or you could see it as being incredibly quick or incredibly slow, depending on what time frame you think is reasonable. I would
exactly your time frame for changing the world. Well, it's tough to turn a big boat around, isn't it?
Revolutionizing international finance is not something that you would expect to happen overnight. But it is a multi-step process, and I think the first problem that we encountered, we kind of thought that we could take a direct line to settling with a digital asset, and I think a lot of people thought that, well, now we have digital assets, let's just use them for payments, and that'll be that. Part of the problem is that the payment systems are just not capable of supporting instantaneous settlement. So if you think about a payment system like SWIFT, where you just kind of push a payment message.
Okay, you've heard me talk about SWIFT on several videos. I used to live in Singapore and in Shenzhen, China, years ago, and moving money from a bank there to a bank in the United States, whether it was yuan, renminbi, Singaporean dollar, whatever, to US dollar, the SWIFT was slow. It took 5 to 7 working days. Let's listen to him.
Out. And you don't necessarily know the entire path, and you don't know the fees until later. You don't even know if the destination account even exists until sometime later when the payment is actually processed by the destination institution.
Yes, thank you.
There's no way that you could build instantaneous settlement into a system like that. So we kind of found ourselves in this situation where if we wanted institutions to settle their international payments with a digital asset, we first had to rebuild the payment messaging, sort of the plumbing. And we discovered something interesting on the way. What we discovered was that the existing plumbing was so bad, it dates back to batch computing days, that just improving that messaging was a product. That was something that banks and...
So you have to start at the very beginning. It's kind of like when you buy an old house and you go, oh, I think I'll remodel the bathroom. Sounds simple. I can spend $10,000, have myself a killer master bathroom, right? And you start ripping out stuff and you see old stuff in there that is not up to code, or it will not work in tandem with where you want to go with your new look, right? And so it takes time and many steps, as he's saying, to get from one place to another. It feels to me like there's beta testing going on, in the background, and they're trying to make it work as they build this. But let's listen to David Schwartz. He knows more than I do.
Non-bank financial institutions would be interested in. And so we focused on building a top-notch payment network that can settle with a digital asset. And I think it's fair to say that we haven't yet proven that we can actually settle with the digital asset. We're just making that transition from building a payment network that can settle with a digital asset to figuring out where you really want to settle with a digital asset and making that settlement happen.
That's, if I can interrupt a second, that's my understanding. You built XCurrent, right, as a messaging product?
Correct.
And a lot of people seem to think it's superior to Swift. And you almost have this successful enterprise software business.
Just have to interject. I think anything would be better than Swift. Swift has been in process, obviously, for, 100 years. Hasn't changed much, and it's not great, people. So, I'm looking forward to the future on this one.
It's on your hands. And good for you, but it seems Ripple wants to do something more, which is to encourage the users of this to also wrap some XRPs into the transactions. But it sort of seems like you're shoehorning something in there that a lot of banks are like, wait a minute, we don't need this. We're just good with the messaging thing. So make the case for us why you need XRP in this.
I would just start out by saying I think that is a fair point. I think we do have a struggle on our hands to convince particularly banks, because banks are extremely conservative. They're
conservative, and they've been getting away with what they've been getting away with for many years. So why change? It's that question. We're going to listen to 10 more seconds and then I'll move on.
Moving. What we've discovered is that non-bank financial institutions, payment companies are much, much more aggressive, and they're much more interested in things that can save them time and money and cost. And so
there we go. I will link this in my description box below. If you are interested in XRP, which obviously I am, it's one of my probably 80%, maybe 90% of all of my crypto holdings are in XRP, XLM, and what else? I carry a bit of a few other things. Anyway, let's go here. So, I see price predictions going all over the board. This is $1 incoming. Yeah, sure. It should go to $1 to $5 fairly swiftly after the SEC decides to stop dallying around with, the case between Ripple and SEC. And okay, so this is where I've been saying in my last several videos, my best guess, probably I saw this by Brad Garlinghouse somewhere, it'll conclude by the end of the first half of 2023. So I keep saying first or second or third quarter of 2023. And end of year by the very latest. So, you got to give a disclaimer. But we've been waiting this long. It's just that there are some issues. There were some issues with dates for things to be presented to the judge in this case. Now it's just a time-based thing. We'll see exactly what happens, see if there's any more stall mechanisms happening, and see how it pans out. But it will shake out at some point very soon. Okay, so I'll link that one. I'll link that article also. There is my channel. And I just wanted to address the whole buyback thing, where there are people who have been quoted that they're going to do a buyback at $50,000 per XRP. I think this article, I won't get deep into it. I will just link it in the description box below. It definitely, it's a fairly brief article, but it's on point. I would suggest just reading it. Yeah, they slam the buyback claim because at 50,000 per XRP. Yeah, read the article. It's interesting, and it will address exactly where the whole buyback system would go. So I think I'll wrap it right there. If you have any questions, or you would like a one-on-one session, if you'd like a one-on-one session, please email me at zendevon@gmail.com. Put crypto in all uppercase letters in the subject field, and we will set something up for you. I charge $97 an hour. That can help you set up a new account on an exchange, set up your ledger, move things from one exchange to your ledger, whatever you would like it to be, or talk about what your goals are and where the market's at and anything else you want to fit into that time span. Okay, you can even send me questions written out to my email prior to our call, and we can get it all done in an hour or less. Okay, so I think I'll wrap it right there. Thanks so much for being with me. Appreciate you and your time. Ciao for now. Until the next video.